Mic's on? No.
Oh.
Now we do.
7 o'clock.
Got a new script I gotta read for executive session now. All right. Everybody ready? All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the regularly scheduled Evans City Council meeting for Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. My name is Mark Clark. I'm the mayor. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Clark?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Pletka?
Here.
Councilmember Johnson?
Present.
Councilmember Neal?
Present.
Councilmember Crabtree?
Here.
Councilmember Delaney?
Here.
Councilmember Fair?
Here.
All right, next item on the agenda is audience participation. Is there anybody in the audience that wishes to address City Council on any item not of a public hearing and or on the agenda? If so, please step forward to the podium, state your name and address for the record. All right, seeing none. All right, next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Madam Clerk, any changes to the agenda?
No, Mayor.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
It says in progress.
Yeah, it says, it's in progress and then it's still waiting for us motion, motion in a second. No problem. All right. Maybe. All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. Go ahead, vote. Submit your votes. All right, and that motion carries 7-0. All right, next time on the agenda, consent agenda. Is anybody who wished to make any changes to the consent agenda? If not, I would entertain a motion. All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Submit your votes. All right, that motion carries 7-0. All right, next item on the agenda.
Wait, hold on a second. Did mine?
It
Yours
said,
did not register. Are you okay with it, though?
Yes.
okay.
Did it register now?
Now it did, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next item, new business, item 7A, consideration of resolution number 02-2026, terminating the construction contract with BT Construction Incorporated for the East Side Storm Sewer 35th Outfall Construction Project, and we'll hear from staff on this.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. So if I may, I would like to refresh our memory. On February 17th, we talked about the state revolving fund. The city received a loan back in 2021 in the amount of $8.6 million, and we used 3.75 for the 31st Street Outfall project, and we had $4.8 million remaining, out of which we used some monies to work on the East Side Storm Sewer project. So on February 17th, what we discussed is that we're going to cancel East Side Storm Sewer project because it did not provide any benefit to the city. It was not conveying stormwater to the South Platte River. It was just installing a stormwater pipe underneath the railroad and capping it for future. So we pivoted towards the 23rd Street Storm Outfall project, and we agreed that we're going to move into that direction. However, we still have an outstanding contract with BT Construction, and this resolution addresses that contract. So in order to close that project with BT, we have received a letter from BT Construction, and since the East Side Storm Sewer project started back in 2024, in the fiscal year 2024, and fiscal year 2025, BT Construction invoiced the city in the amount of $221,074.35, out of which we have paid $210,000 and then 63 cents. So the outstanding amount is $11,053.72. So with the payment and approval of the resolution, we will formally terminate the construction contract with BT Construction, and then we can use the remaining SRF funds towards the 23rd Avenue Stormwater Outfall Project.
Great, thank you. All right, any questions or comments of staff? Please use your request to speak button, please. All right, seeing none, I would entertain a motion. All right, I have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 02-2026, terminating the construction agreement between the City of Evans and BT Construction Incorporated for the East Side Storm Sewer Project. Go ahead and submit your votes. And that motion carries 7-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda, item 7B, consideration of resolution number 03-2026, authorizing the submission of a grant application to the Colorado Department of Local Affairs for a housing needs assessment, certain comprehensive plan updates, and a housing action plan. We'll hear from staff.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, as you just said, we are asking you to consider the approval of resolution authorizing a submission for a grant application to the Colorado Department of Local Affairs for funding to complete a housing needs assessment, certain comprehensive plan updates, and a housing action plan. The proposed project will evaluate existing housing conditions, demographics and economic trends, and projected housing demand within the community. The assessment will provide updated data regarding housing supply, affordability conditions, and housing needs across income levels and housing types. The information will help the city better understand the current housing condition and identify potential gaps in housing supply. The project will be conducted using the methodology required by the state of Colorado and will align with the housing planning framework established in Colorado Senate Bill 24-174. The analysis will also consider how housing development patterns may interact with infrastructure systems such as water, wastewater, transportation, utilities, and community services. This evaluation will help the city better align future development with infrastructure capacity and long-term planning efforts. Completion of this project will support the city's broader economic development objectives by providing data and policy guidance that support responsible private investment and sustainable growth. Residential development contributes to the local economy through construction activity, increased property values, and long-term contributions to the city's tax base, while also creating a higher population density that contributes to demand for commercial development. So in essence, we're going to use a required document that the city or that the state is mandating that all cities do and use this for our benefit for when Brian goes out and tries to get economic development and businesses into the city. The total estimated cost of the housing needs assessment and housing action plan is approximately $100,000 based on similar municipalities of our size. And it does require a 25% match from the city. So we are intending to apply for a $75,000 grant from DOLA, which represents the 75% cost, and the remaining $25,000 local match will be from city funds and in-kind staff time associated with the project management and coordination. Funding for this project was not specifically included in the adopted 2026 budget, and if the grant is successful, a budget amendment or a supplemental appropriation may be required to authorize the city's local match and acceptance of the grant. The staff does recommend that City Council approve the resolution because we can use this as the basis of support that the grant application requires. So pending any questions, that's all I have.
Great, thank you. All right, any questions or comments of staff? If so, please use your request to speak. All right, seeing none, I would entertain a motion. All right, I have a motion, a second, to approve resolution number 03-2026, authorizing the submission of a grant application to the Colorado Department of Local Affairs for funding to complete a housing needs assessment and a housing action plan for the city of Evans, and to authorize a preliminary budget revision for the local match. Submit your votes. And that motion carries 7-0. Thank you. All right, next item on the agenda, report, city manager.
Yes, Mayor and Council, I have a handful of project updates for you as the team continues to work through some of these projects and bring them to the council for further consideration. But before we get to that, I wanted to let the council know that we will have a strategic plan work session with Barry Dunn on April 21st, 2026. That will be a regularly scheduled city council meeting, so that'll just take place during that work session. That'll be an opportunity for Barry Dunn to come back before the city council, provide an update on the most recent work sessions that they conducted with the city council and the executive team, and see how that information has then been worked into the plan. So April 21st, 2026, they will be here in person, so we can have, I think, more substantive discussions that evening. As far as our special projects, State Street Sanitary Sewer Project was advertised. A request for qualifications was issued on January 17th, closed February 17th. City received 6 proposals. Staff interviewed 3 of the firms, of which they're currently going through and evaluating the results of those interviews of those 3 engineering firms. Once we have a preferred consultant selected, then we will go through and finalize the selection process based on the financial policies. 37th Street Streetlight Design Project. The RFP was issued January 14, 2026, closed on February 4th, 2026. We received 4 proposals. Kimley Horn was selected as the preferred consultant. So we are anticipating contract execution here this week. It is below $250,000, so that will fall within city manager's contract approval authority. Just as a reminder, this will design street lighting along 37th between 35th and 47th Avenues to improve safety and visibility. 37th Street Phase 3 engineering staff have finalized the project scope, and they're preparing to post on BidNet so we can identify a design engineering consultant and get that design underway. As a reminder, because of the grant funds, about $1.5 million worth of grant funds, that project's got to be under construction next year to remain in compliance with grant requirements. A couple big projects that we've had in the works here recently: 49th Street ditch repair, the culvert repair, along with the 42nd Street irrigation line, the trunk line along 42nd Street. Both of those projects are completed. Right now, we have 49th Street open with Jersey barriers currently in place as a temporary safety measure. I was told this afternoon that guardrail installation along 49th Street will take place on March 26th, so here in a couple weeks. Once that's done, roads opened up, no restrictions. We've also got 42nd Street. GLH has completed the lateral connection there along 42nd Street. It didn't have to go all the way down to 85 like we were originally anticipating. I think it was about half the way between Belmont and 85 is how far we had to go. And then there was a point repair on the east side of 85 as well. All of those repairs are complete. And so the good news is irrigation water service will be available at the start of the irrigation season. This is something the team was really pushing to have completed in time for the ditch to go into service this year. So I'm proud to say that we did in fact make the deadline on both of those projects. A project that engineering is getting ready to start is a 37th Street and other bridge structural inspection. So the engineering team is working to prepare a scope of work right now to inspect 5 bridges for structural integrity. They include the 37th Street Bridge west of the roundabout, bridge on County Road 396, County Road 33, 49th Street, and then a bridge on 65th Avenue. Once the scope of that project has been defined, then it will be posted to BidNet so we can procure a design or a structural engineer for that project as well. And then lastly, Ridge Pond, 23rd Avenue stormwater outfall project. Pursuant to Shantanu's presentation here just a bit ago, he is working with SRF to move those funds from the East Side Storm Sewer Project to the 23rd Avenue Stormwater Outfall Project. Engineering is also working on a scope of services. That way we can get that posted to BidNet, get it designed, and then move forward with that reconstruction project. So a lot going on in the world of public works and engineering. Very proud of the team for the work on 49th Street and 42nd Street to be able to meet those deadlines and get the ditch back open for service here coming up this irrigation season. Mr. Mayor, that is all I have this evening. I'll turn it back over to council.
Great, thank you, Cody. All right, City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. We're just continuing to work on the projects that I've discussed with you before. I'll save most of my comments for executive session tonight. One item I wanted to just mention, so you're not wondering why, you'll have a slightly different script for your executive session this evening. The reason for that is recent case law decisions that indicate that we're better off to be a little bit more specific and structured in how you go into and out of executive session. And that's all I've got.
Great, thank you. All right, council discussion. Anything for council discussion? All right, seeing none, I would.
Oh, there's-
Freddie, did you have something? Or is that what you're trying to do?
Well, it's
Just go ahead. Go ahead. There you go. It popped up. Go ahead.
Cody, are we anticipating that water will be in the ditch on April the 15th for irrigation or?
Yes, sir. To the best of my knowledge, nothing is preventing it from flowing unless, yep, we're good. Yes, sir.
Doesn't it also depend on farmer demand? But I'm sure it's been so dry.
Oh, yeah, Councilmember Neal?
Had something else, but we'll do it next time, I guess.
Okay. All right, seeing no other for council discussion, I would have a motion to go into executive session. And then I'd make a motion a second, and then I'll read the script, and then we'll go. Yep. All right, I have a motion and a second to go into executive session pursuant to CRS sections 24-6/402, section 4, subsection A, B, and E, for the purpose to confer with the city attorney regarding specific legal questions and determine the city's position and instruct negotiation in all relation into the city's participation in NISP, and to determine the city's position and instruct negotiators in all relation to possible acquisition of water rights, and to discuss possible acquisition of real property, and to determine the city's position and instruct negotiators in relation to such acquisition. And all those in favor?
All right, my screen blipped. Who made the motion and who seconded?
So I have council.
second.
Yep, and she second.
There it goes. Okay.
So it didn't even pop up for me at all.
Really?
No.
No.
You're saying, no.
Oh, interesting.
I was like,
Submit your votes. Did everybody's vote pop up then?
Yep.
just now, yeah, but like first and second, like, it didn't.
Weird.
Wonky.
All right, that motion carries 6-1. All right. All right, we'll go into executive session. And
So there's a script that you'll need to read before we.
before, okay, all right. So do I read this in the executive session or before?
Well, there's the first, and I don't have it in front of me, but the first thing you need to do is identify who's going into executive session.
Oh, okay. All right, for the record, going into executive session, we have Councilmember Fair, Councilmember Delaney, Mayor Pro Tem Plucka, Mayor Mark Clark, Councilmember Crabtree, Councilmember Johnson, and Councilmember Neal. And then,
As well as the city attorney and city manager, I believe you want for this one.
okay, anybody else from staff in there?
Oh, and your finance director, assistant city manager, Jackie Trout.
Okay, all right,
Oh, and Ty Boreski.
okay, all right. Now we'll go into.
Anybody else?
All right.
This will take a little bit of time to get through this. that's fun.
I'm gonna have to vote on anything on here.
Yeah, we'll probably just have to do a vote.
Just in case.
Yeah, just give it a minute until Fred sits down. Okay, I got one more script to read.
Jeff, are you going back to work? No. Okay. Just wondering.
Well, thank you. Well, was it on?
Just sorry if I shouldn't have.
All right, I got another script to read, so. All right, the time is now 8:21 and the executive session has been concluded. The participants in the executive session were all members of council, the city attorney, the city manager, the public works and utility director, and the chief financial officer of the city. All right, for the record, if any person who participated in the executive session believes that that there are any substantial discussion of any matters not included in the motion to go into the executive session occurred during the executive session, or that any improper action occurred during the executive session in violations of the open meeting law, I would ask that you state your concerns for the record. Seeing none, I request the city attorney to make his notation for the record regarding the executive session.
All right, I'll note for the record that the discussions were within the scope of the statute, and I was present throughout as the city attorney, so they're subject to the attorney-client privilege.
Having completed the executive session, I would entertain a motion for the next agenda item, which is somebody to make the motion.
Is that adjourning the meeting?
No, because remember, we have to make that motion for them to do the CBT, or was it NIS?
It was both.
NIS?
Yeah, both.
So if anybody wants to make a motion regarding like the termination.
It would be a motion directing staff to terminate the shares in the NIST project, and understanding that it would be a forfeiture of those shares.
Okay.
I move to direct the city staff to terminate our participation in the shares of the NISP program, and we understand that that includes a forfeiture of those shares.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for the termination of the NIST project. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Nay.
All right, and that motion carries 6-1. All right, and there was no other one we needed to make for that other. Perfect. All right.
Point of information. Do we have to amend the agenda due to the added motion?
You can move to amend the agenda to reflect the action taken.
Or you can do that at the, okay. Go ahead, if you want to.
I move to amend the today's agenda.
And the reason you can do that, even though it's not in the original agenda, is because the action you took does not require public notice or public participation. So that's why you can still add it, even though it's not on the original agenda.
Still going with the motion?
No, I pull it.
Okay. All right, anything else for the good of the order? All right, seeing none. All right, thank you, everybody. Meeting adjourned.